Good morning, gang. Gonna take a quick run through my get home bag, designed to get me home from between Banff and Calgary. So a little bit of wilderness, a little bit of city. So there's some things in here you may choose to opt out. No problem, whatever works for you. That's what it's all about. So this is the 511 Tactical Lima messenger bag. They have a mic, which is a smaller version, and an X-ray, which is a larger version. I like these bags because they're fairly innocuous, gray man type bags. They're not very tactical looking unless you look really closely. I generally keep a couple of these carabiners on them, which is certainly going to detract from that, but I can always take them off, so no problem there. So let's get into this. I'll show you what's in here, and that'll be it. All right, so front pouch number 1. SAS Survival Guide. I keep these in most of my bags. They're real handy. Lots of good information. Nice to have something to read. A little bit of a little bit of paracord. On this side, I've got a couple of builder bars and a couple of fig bars. My preferred snacks for trekking around. On the right-hand side here, I've got a small first aid kit with a Leatherman Raptor inside. This is an extendable baton. I keep that handy for self-defense. In the back pouch is my poncho, which you can actually use as a poncho, or you can also use it to build what's called a shovel nose shelter. Corporals Corner did a really great video on shovel nose shelter with a poncho. Check that out, really cool. This is a tube tent that I got free from Survival Frog when I bought a handful of tack bivvies. I threw a space blanket in here. My preferred shelter to use in the wilderness is a super shelter, Mors Kochanski, Kochanski, at Karamat Wilderness Ways. Also has a YouTube channel. He taught me how to build that super shelter, and it's awesome. So that's why I keep that gear. It's my preferred method. On the other end, I've got my stainless steel canteen. This is non-insulated. I can boil water in this if I need to. In super cold climates like ours, I keep it empty because if it's full and it freezes, I'll never be able to drink the water. So I keep it empty and then I can fill it up as needed. Inside the bag, I've got a shemagh, a pair of small binoculars. There we go. I've got my Kato crank radio. This is a AM/FM shortwave and NOAA radio. It's got crank power. It's also got a solar power. So this is a super great radio. I think it cost me 30 bucks on Amazon. Awesome little radio. It also has a charging port on the front for USB devices. So you can charge your cell phone if you happen to have a cable for it. Takes a long time, but it does work. Life straw, I should say. Good for water filtration. I also keep some pristine water purification tablets for disinfecting water and making it drinkable. I've got my Impact Mechanics work gloves. I have 100 feet of paracord daisy chain to be a little bit more manageable and less likely to tangle. I have a fire kit. In this is matches, a lighter, tinder, 3 different kinds of matches. So stormproof, waterproof, and strike anywhere. I've got a lighter, I've got dryer lint, and I've got some Coglins, same as these guys, fire starter sticks. This is a survival candle. It's a 36-hour candle. Awesome. Great little combination. In this front pouch, I have some wet wipes and an orienteering compass. Orienteering compass is for the 2 waterproof maps that I keep of my local area, where I may find myself if I have to hoof it when if the Jeep stops for whatever reason and nobody else is driving either, and I got to walk home from my furthest point, which is, Banff. In here, I've got my emergency ration lifeboat food. There's 3,600 calories in there. It'll keep me going for a couple of days at least, 2-3 days maybe. Tack bivvy. I've got my little toolkit that I did a video on, so check that out if you're interested in what's in there. I have a Stanley foobar, and the case that I made for the blade component of it, I just made out of Gorilla Tape so that it doesn't carve up my gear. This and another one on the other side. This is a really great pry bar for urban use, obviously. Not really going to use this in the country, but great pry bar, super light, durable, thick, handy, very good little tool. Got my fence / bolt cutters that go with my toolkit. I have my Silcock key. This used to be in my EDC bag. I've now put it in here because I don't need it in my EDC. I need it in my get home bag. This pouch right here. Actually, you know what? I'll get into that in a minute. This pouch on the front, I've got a roll of Gorilla Tape wrapped around the spool from some doggy bags, poo bags when I take the dog for a walk, and a tube of Purell. Also in the front compartment, I've got some rechargeable, USB rechargeable batteries made by a company called Pilot. These are the Eco. They come in a set of 4. Great batteries. They take a while to charge, but I can, if I need to, charge them up with my crank radio. So it does work. I tested it last night with a multi-tester. Also in the front, I've got a 120 lumen light from Cabela's. Great little light. Mom gave me that for Christmas. Gotta love Mom. Uses one AA battery, so one of those. Also have a Leatherman Sidekick multi-tool. I find that the Sidekick is a good blend between functionality and size. You can get bigger Leathermans that have more stuff, but I just find this is good for what I need, especially when I combine it with that. Also on the front, I've got some pepper spray that's marketed as a dog attack deterrent, but also good for self-defense. It's definitely going to get somebody out of your face if you need to. In this front pouch, here's my pristine water purification tablets that go with my life straw. 2 live and learn guides, or learn and live. One for paracord, one for animal tracking. Just kind of handy little reading material. This is a little equivalent of an Altoids tin first aid kit, or a survival kit I should say. It's just got some basic stuff in it. It's got some meds, some matches, band-aids, some ointments, some tin foil. I think there's some toothpicks in there. Just some miscellaneous small stuff so it doesn't get lost. And then this last pouch that I wanted to save, I've got 2 dust masks and 4 sets of earplugs. I've got my survival knife. This is a Mora knife. They cost about $15 at your local camping store. Again, Mors Kochanski taught me about this. I've used them ever since, and I keep it on a neck lanyard because the knife that's around your neck, you always know where it is. You're never going to end up losing it or hurting yourself with it. And then this is made by the Ontario Knife Company. This is called a SPAX 16, or SP or SX 16, I think they call it. It's a great little tool. It's got a hatchet face that's super sharp. It's also got a pick that's super sharp. It's carbon steel. It's a full tang right through the handle. SP16 SPAX, there you go. And this is a fire hydrant wrench, and this is a gas meter wrench. So if you need to turn off your gas, this is just a real handy tool to have around. And that, I believe, is it. If you got any questions, post them. I will do my best to answer them. Other than that, that's my 511 Lima messenger bag that I use for my get home bag. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one.